the best character in the game. So yeah, I mean, you've got this. It's very, very subtle stuff.
I had someone come to the GameStop stand yesterday, and they were saying they were really looking forward to the PC release of this game. It's coming across 360, PS3, and PC as well. Right?
Yeah, we didn't put Super Street Fighter 4 on PC. We apologise for that. Arcade Edition will be on PC. It'll be a little bit later than the console version, so that'll be July. I don't have an exact date for you or any kind of pricing indication, but generally speaking, PC products are much cheaper than console products.
All right, let's jump back onto the demo. Tell us a bit about these new characters as well here.
So this is Yun and Yang, the twins. Their movesets are actually quite similar. They're very aggressive. Their playstyle revolves around getting in and staying in close. Once they're in, they then revolve around limiting the other player's options. I would say that they're probably intermediate to pro players characters. If you've just started, I don't necessarily recommend these guys because you need to play quite intensely. I mean, some pro players would disagree, but I don't think pro players understand what it is to be a beginner and come into Street Fighter and be learning how to do a fireball. One of them has really rubbish hair, and the other one wears a cap, so you'll probably never see me playing them. But there's a couple of guys over there in our stand who are already brilliant with them. Pop over and check them out.
And what stick are you using for this? It's these are the
Marvel 3
arcade sticks?
Yeah, I guess I can officially endorse our partners. We've got a stack of different Mad Cat sticks. In the office, we always play with the Mad Catz tournament editions. They are probably the best stick that you can buy commercially. There's a lot of amazing custom stick builders out there as well. They're a little bit more expensive, but you get something a bit nicer. But for us, the Mad Catz tournament editions are great. Even the Mad Catz entry-level stuff, and the Hori sticks are brilliant as well.
All right. Any questions from the crowd at this stage? Anyone want to ask any questions about Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition? With the promise of T-shirts for the best questions as well.
No, that's not a question. That's a fact.
Maybe here, was it here? And the blue T-shirt. Sorry, Seb. Right in the middle.
Exposed.
If you could just give us your name as well.
Hi, I'm Martin. You mentioned, or it has been mentioned, that this will be the last version of Street Fighter 4, but you also talked about the balance there. I mean, will there be the possibility of balance patches in the future, or is this it, so to speak? Is this the end?
Absolutely. We're completely committed to keeping our game balanced in the long term. Previously, I guess in the old days, we had to say, this is it, this is the final version. The technology didn't exist for us to deliver. Like, if you wanted to make an update in the arcades, you would have to sell an entire new board to the operator or sell an entire new disc to the consumer. But now we just do a patch. It sounds simple. There's a little bit more going on than that. There's certification. None of the platform holders want you to just do a new patch every week. So we have to pick our opportunities, and also some things which seem overbalanced or wrong or imprecise in the first month often end up being not the case once people understand. So it's getting the balance of not instantly reacting in a knee-jerk fashion, but also not waiting too long before we've got exactly what the changes are that we want to make. But there will never be a stage where we say this is it, unless it's maybe like 2 years after the game's out and there's not really any kind of a player base. But if people are still playing in tournaments, we'll still keep that game balanced.
That's great, thank you.
And does the stuff that you learned from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, does that come back into Street Fighter as well, in terms of online stuff?
Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Street Fighter are, so we're Capcom the company, but the two producers of those games, Yoshinori Ono-san, who makes Street Fighter, and Nitsuma-san, who makes Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Now, Nitsuma-san used to work with Ono on Street Fighter 4, and then they fell out. So they split apart, and they don't talk to each other anymore. I wouldn't say they hate each other, but they don't, you'll notice that there's a lot of differences between the two games, so.
It's like a bit of friendly rivalry.
Yeah, they're in competition with each other, so they don't spread their knowledge, and they don't choose to do things the same way. So it's almost like you've got to think of them as from two different companies. So I would say, no, absolutely not. And that's why some things are great in one thing and some things are great in another thing. And,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good question. Come and collect a T-shirt afterwards. Next question from this gentleman here. Again, yeah, sorry.
Hi, I'm Locke. Is there any plans to upgrade the lobby system, a bit like Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat was quite interesting.
plans to upgrade the lobby system?
In Arcade Edition? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Arcade Edition will operate in the same way that Super Street Fighter 4 does, from a lobby perspective. Actually, so one interesting thing is, if you own Arcade Edition and you set up a lobby and you have a friend that doesn't have Arcade Edition, you can invite them into your lobby. And when you play with them, you will downgrade to the Super Street Fighter 4 version without the gameplay changes. And if you're in an endless battle with 8 players, anytime there's a non-Arcade Edition person, you will automatically downgrade. Anytime that the two of you have Arcade Edition, it'll upgrade. And that'll be there's other changes as well, like if you have Arcade Edition, when you're in the middle of a fight, you see your title and PP and stuff like that on the screen. So it'll be the same lobby system, but still compatible with Super Street Fighter 4 players. Thank you.
It's worth mentioning as well that the Arcade Edition, the 4 new characters are unlocked from the start as well, right? You don't have to unlock them.
Absolutely, you don't have to. I mean, you're paying for those characters, so if you had paid to play a game as well,
it's a bit mean.
Yeah. And the unlocking characters thing is interesting. So we don't like to unlock characters here. Americans don't like to unlock characters. Japanese players don't like it if they come with all the characters unlocked straight away. So you kind of have to get the balance. That's why Marvel vs. Capcom 3, we had 4 characters to unlock, but we made it quite easy, and anybody could unlock them after a couple of hours. But if we don't have that, we get bad feedback from Japan. So yeah,
that's an interesting difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to make games for the global audience.
Okay, another T-shirt for you at the front. Yeah, this gentleman here.
What's your gamer tag so I can look at your replays?